Turn your houseplant into a showpiece. Hello guys, and welcome back to the Cozy Jungle. Now in this video I wanted to go through turning your small houseplant into something as big as this. A big showpiece, a statement piece for a living room, a bedroom, anywhere in the house. It's a great opportunity to turn what is something quite beautiful and small into something extremely large and amazing. Now there's a few things that we need to do to get your plant going from a small house plant to something like this. Now we've got the Monstera, we also have things like the bird of paradise, which I've got right next to me, but any old house plant can become something quite huge and beautiful if you choose it to. There's certain methods to get you there, but ultimately there's some key steps that you need to take to make sure that you get it from small to large. Now the first step is understanding how big you actually want this plant to be. Do you want it to grow as tall as the ceiling? Do you want it to grow to a height which is similar to this, which is roughly about 100 centimeters? Where do you want the plant to be, and how big do you want it to be for it to be a big statement or something which does stand out within the houseplant area that you've got? So we need to identify how big you want the plant to be. Now certain plants are not going to get that big. Things like climbing plants like these, the Monstera, you've got other things like the Philodendron, you've got the Pothos. They can grow to quite large leaves if you train it to do so. You've got other plants which are like the birds of paradise, which are massive. They can grow to huge heights, but it all depends on how you cater and look after that house plant. Now once you've got an idea of that, we can then move on to the next stage of how you're going to get it to go from something small to big. Now we do that through the basics of growing a normal houseplant, or any plant for that matter. If it's in a pot, we need to identify if it's in the right size. So when it comes to the size, we need to make sure that when you look in the pot, first of all, if you were to take the plant out with the soil that it's in, you'll probably be able to see some roots that are kind of on the outside of that soil. Sometimes you'll get it poking through the actual pot itself in the drainage holes. These are a big indicator whether or not they need to be upgraded into a slightly bigger pot, or if they're fine as they are and they can continue to grow. Now normally if you're not seeing much growth within your plant, it probably means it's getting to the limits of what it is for when it comes to the root system, in which case it's ready for the next size. Sometimes it's a case of just taking out the pot and seeing that it's completely root bound. You'll see that it's not actually going any further because there are an abundance of roots that are trying to grasp for something that isn't there. So that's another big indicator. So what do we do in that situation? Well, we go into a larger pot, but we don't go to an extreme size. If we go to an extreme size, we run the risk of root rot. Now, the only reason for saying that is if you go from a very small plant into a big pot, there's kind of this expectation that it's going to suddenly grow into that pot size, but sometimes that's too much. There's an abundance of soil that doesn't have any root system, so the water and the nutrients don't get absorbed. All that does is just sit there, and the soil can potentially stay damp, and that's where you get an abundance of root rot. So you've got to make sure that we're getting the right size. Now typically what we're looking for is that when you upgrade to a bigger pot, you're extending it by about 3 inches altogether. So you know that the plant pot itself is going from, let's say, a 13 centimeter diameter probably out to somewhere between a 15 or a 16 centimeter diameter. So then we know that actually it's getting into a larger pot, but it's not going into an abundance. That way we don't run the risk of getting root rot, and we know that it's big enough now that it can potentially grow to the size that we want. And then you just do it over time. You gradually increase the pot size until you're happy with the size of the plant itself. And that's exactly what I've done with this Monstera here. When I bought it, it literally was in a small, probably about 15 centimeter pot. And eventually it's turned into this. So it can grow to a huge amount. It didn't have any fenestrations. It didn't have the big leaves. They were tiny little leaves that are almost heart shaped. They weren't big. But you can grow it to a huge size, and I'm still planning on growing this even bigger than what this is. And the leaves are already pretty huge. Now we also want to make sure that the soil is correct. Now if we're looking for something like a Monstera and a typical houseplant, even a birds of paradise, a Philodendron, a devil's ivy, a pothos, there are general houseplant mixes that do work quite well. What I would probably say the best option is to go for a chunky soil mix. That chunky soil mix is the ideal that we're looking for to get enough drainage coming through, but also allowing enough space and aeration for the plant to grow the way that we want it to. Sometimes when we're repotting and we're moving one plant into a bigger pot, we might want to replace the soil as well, because there comes a certain point where the root system has grabbed all the nutrients it can from the soil, so we're not going to see that much growth. So replacing the soil entirely might be beneficial. So bear that in mind depending on how long you've had your plant in its soil for. You may want to upgrade it. Now once we've had a look at the soil, the next step is also looking at how we're going to get the plant to grow as high as we possibly can, or to get it as large as we can. Now certain types of plants like to climb. Now in some of the previous videos I've spoken about things like the Monstera, the Philodendron, the Syngonium, the Pothos. They all work in the same principle that they like to climb. They have aerial roots, or they have nodes that attach to something to try and climb up. Now normally if we have something that attaches to it, it's likely to thrive and grow a little bit more, which means that the leaves get bigger as time goes on. We get bigger fenestrations, bigger variegations if you have a variegated plant, and everything gets just that little bit bigger. So we know that we want to make sure that we have something for it to climb up to. So if we go back to this Monstera here, we have a moss pole. Now I've attached a bit of bonsai wire around the plant to make sure that it can latch itself onto the moss pole. This is one I've made before in the past, and it's been doing really well against it. So something like this is really beneficial for the plant to attach and grow to the way that it's meant to. It's what it does in nature. The Monstera, when it's attached to a tree and it climbs up, the leaves get huge. They are absolutely massive. They can take up a big portion of a torso. They're huge plants. So we know that the best thing for it is to actually have something for it to climb up to. So a moss pole is ideal in some situations. Now if we're looking like a birds of paradise, for example, it doesn't need anything at all. It's one of those plants that is quite hardy and will climb up as it grows. It matures, it gets thicker and it gets higher, and it eventually gets to a point where it can be even as high as a 2 to 3 story building. It's massive. They can really grow to a great height. So it's slightly different in that aspect. But a lot of the time when we look at showpieces, Monsteras are one of the best, and they're one of the basic houseplants you could ever go for. They're one of the smallest ones you could ever go for, and they're really affordable. But the bigger they are, the more expensive and the more extravagant they become. So I would always go for something like Monstera. It's one of my favourite houseplants, which I've mentioned quite a few times before. But if you fail to go for this, go for some other climbing plant that you can get a moss pole with for it to climb and get larger leaves and healthier leaves. Then once we have that, we need to make sure that the lighting is ideal. Now the best for most houseplants is to have indirect sunlight. We want bright indirect sunlight. So the best thing you can do is, if you want a showpiece houseplant, we need to make sure that it's by a window where it's got a lot of sunlight coming through, but it's not directly towards it so that it burns. So we want to make sure that wherever you place your houseplant that does grow to a large amount, we need to make sure it's getting the correct amount of sunlight. The larger it gets, the more that we're looking for. So we want to make sure that this showpiece plant really stands out and gets that sunlight it deserves. So make sure that you get it in indirect sunlight, but the best thing you can do is to get to its level and have a look and see what kind of sunlight you can see. If you feel that it's not getting enough, you move that houseplant towards that area to get the most out of it. Failing that, and something that might be quite important towards the winter, is to actually get some grow lights. So if you get to a point where you think that it's not going to grow the way you want it to when it comes closer towards the winter season, because we're naturally not going to get as much sunlight, we want to make sure that we've got a backup plan, and that backup plan is to get grow lights. They work just as well. You can see this purple colour that's over in the corner here. That's actually a grow light that I have permanently towards the dark area of the room to make sure that the plants over there do still grow. So a grow light could be a good addition if you choose to have a plant that does need that extra little bit of sunlight. Now humidity is the final stage for completing everything together to get your houseplant going from a small plant to a large, beautiful and a showpiece houseplant. Now humidity is ideal in every situation for most houseplants. If you venture towards more of a tropical style, you need to make sure the humidity is in the perfect conditions for its houseplant to grow. So some of the simplest things you can do is to get a humidifier, which is like one I've got next to me. It could even be a small one depending on the size of the room. if you've got quite a large room and you're looking for a showpiece, you'll want to make sure that you've got the correct amount of humidity, you've got good amount of air filtering itself in and out, so you don't want to have all the doors and windows closed because it's not going to do well in that environment. We need to make sure that the humidity is at the good condition. Now around 45 to 60% is ideal in terms of humidity, which you can set and preset towards most humidifiers. So that's something to bear in mind for getting houseplants like these to grow a little bit more. You can also spray the leaves and wipe the leaves, that also does help, but the ideal situation is get a humidifier. It will always do a better job than spraying it all the time. Now once we put all of those things together, we eventually over time get a beautiful showpiece houseplant, and they will continue to grow to the size that you decide you want them to grow to. Once you're happy with it, you just leave it to stay in its pot and it will just stay as is. Eventually it will stop growing and it will stay within its pot. You just make sure that you replace the soil every so often and you give it the nutrients that it deserves to still stay healthy. You can propagate it and start again. You can make it even bigger. It's entirely your choice. But you can turn any basic houseplant into a massive showpiece and they always turn out beautiful. So hopefully that gives you an idea as to what to do if you really want to have a houseplant stand out and for it to grow as big as possible. So hopefully that's helped. Please like, share and subscribe, and let's get the cozy jungle into as many homes as we can.